What is the most successful lie in the history?
If you tell the truth, you won't be in trouble. Yeah, Mom, I fell for that a few times and learned that lesson quickly. This hurts me much more than it hurts you. The worst answer to this lie is, why are you doing it then? During WW2, the British put fake documents on a corpse and dropped the body in the waters to be found by the Axis. It detailed an attack that never happened. Here's the best part. The plans for D-Day were found in a similar manner. The actual plans. But they were ignored because the Nazi leaders thought it was just another ruse. The man they used was a Welsh homeless man named Glyndwr Michael, who had perished from the consumption of rat poison. They had to do quite a bit of thought about making the corpse to have appeared to have died in the conditions presented by the mission. There was a great deal of concern that the Nazis would detect the deception and not take the bait. One of the most impressive ones was when Great Britain convinced everyone during World War II that carrots were the reason why their vision was great, when it was really the recently discovered airborne interception radar technologies. I still know people that are convinced eating carrots as kids will ensure 20/20 vision for life. When I was a kid, my older sister knew it wasn't true but convinced me it was. She thought it was funny to see me constantly begging for more carrots and getting me to do her chores so I could have hers. Well, now we're adults. She's had glasses for 15 years and I'm in my 30s with 20/15 vision. I know it's not from the carrots, but it's pretty fun to ask her if she's got new glasses lately while I'm comping on a carrot like Bugs Bunny. The lie that made a man the ruler of a third or quarter of humankind. Darius the Great, r. 522 to 486 BC, governed the Achaemenid Empire at its peak. His rule extended from the Indus Valley to mainland Greece and from the Scythian steppes to Egypt. A remarkably high and possibly unparalleled percentage of the world population were his subjects. Darius reorganized the satrapies, which made the administrative system of his empire more efficient, and introduced major financial reforms as well. It was never a secret that Darius became the king of kings after a successful coup. He and a small group of other aristocrats, primary sources refer to 7 men in total, infiltrated the residence of the previous ruler and killed him after a brief clash with his guards. Shortly afterwards, Darius, who was also a member of the royal house, emerged as the leader of the conspirators and assumed full power. So far, so good. Things become strange when it comes to the identity of Darius' predecessor. As far as the primary sources are concerned, Cyrus the Great, r. 559 to 530 BC, had 2 sons, Cambyses, r. 530 to 522 BC, and Bardia. The former succeeded him as king of kings, while the latter was given governorship over the eastern provinces. Fearful of opposition, Cambyses had his brother assassinated, but kept it a secret. Then he undertook the campaign that ended up bringing Egypt into the Persian fold. While Cambyses was in Egypt, he started acting cruelly and erratically, suspected everyone, disrespected the local traditions, and the sort. Then a rebellion broke out back in Persia led by a Magus, Zoroastrian priest, named Galmada. The man claimed to be Bardia, and the people, ignorant of the latter's death, flocked to his banner. It also helped that he took short-term populist measures such as tax cuts. Cambyses rushed home to quell the revolt, but died on the journey. His death was listed as an accident or even a suicide out of desperation for the usurpation. Galmada got to rule as Bardia and even took over the latter's harem. Almost nobody suspected he was an imposter, because on top of everything else he also bore an uncanny physical resemblance to the dead prince. The first man to suspect something was off was a nobleman named Otanes, who would later become one of Darius' 6 companions. Otanes knew about Galmada's existence and was also aware that at some point his ears had been cut off as a punishment. So he asked his daughter, who was Bardia's, and now Galmada's, wife, to check his ears while he slept. The truth was brought to the light. Needless to say, the story was very convenient for Darius. By killing Galmada, he saved the empire from a fraudulent, cunning, and ruthless liar who had gone as far as to assume a dead man's identity and risk civil war in order to take the throne for himself. Darius simply punished him for his crimes and reinstated the royal office to the house it belonged to, the Achaemenid dynasty. But what if the whole story was a lie? What if there was no Galmada, and the man Darius killed was the real Bardia? Indeed, scholars have noticed a lot of problems with the traditional narrative apart from its convenience. How could the real Bardia's death be kept secret for so long from everyone except a simple magus, and what for? How likely is it that Bardia had a doppelganger who had also the knowledge, courage and brains necessary to take his place at the right moment? And how is it possible that not even Bardia's wives and inner circle were able to see through Galmada's lies? Some scholars go as far as to suspect that Cambyses' madness might have been the product of Darius' propaganda. Herodotus, for example, narrates that the king looted Egyptian temples, insulted the local gods, and even killed the sacred bull Apis. The problem is, none of that appears in any contemporary Egyptian source. In fact, there are inscriptions showing that Cambyses honored the bull that died in 524 BC with a rich sarcophagus. If things were so, it cannot be excluded that Cambyses was also assassinated by Darius, who we know served as his spearbearer. His death might have prompted his brother Bardia to take power, since Cambyses was childless. Darius proceeded to eliminate him too, and then created the lie about Galmada. Of course, it cannot be excluded that Bardia did indeed rebel against Cambyses. That doesn't change the crux of the matter, which is the story about Galmada. So there you have it. One of the most powerful monarchs of antiquity, and a possible lie that went unquestioned for millennia by almost everyone. Please listen carefully, as our menu items have recently changed. We are experiencing higher than normal call volumes. If I hear that message every time I call, no you aren't. The real message is we're paying for the bare minimum, so FFFF and wait. Fat will make you fat. Eating that full of sugar pre-made meal won't. Wait, sherbet is fat-free, so I can eat the entire tub, right? Eating the entire tub is fine, eating the sherbet inside probably not so much. I acknowledge that I have read and agree to the above terms and conditions. Yes, I am 18 plus years old. World War I and World War II be like 8. We don't know the most successful lie because it's a lie we don't know of yet. Fact. Or lie. Iceland and Greenland.
Nah, Iceland's name is well earned. Hrafnafloki hiked up some mountains, saw that the fjord Vatnsfjord, Waterfjord, LOL, was full of pack ice, and henceforth he came up with the name Iceland. There were 2 other names given to Iceland. Nadir Asvaldsson came up with Snowland because he saw snow fall on the mountains before he departed the country. And Gerir Svafarsson came up with the name Gerarshulmur, aka Isle of Gerir, named after himself. Plus the winters are pretty long. So Iceland really is Iceland for a decent portion of the year.
We are experiencing higher than normal call volume. Your call is very important to us. Every single customer service line. Edit, my first awards, with an S, ever. Thank you. Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line until it's no longer important to you. Just get good marks in high school. Once you go to a top-tier college, your life is practically set and sorted. There's no easy street unless you're a trust fund kid. That diamonds are valuable. They are extremely valuable in terms of their usefulness, but not as engagement rings, which was a con made up by the diamond industry. I have one that's not about G-Buzz or religion. McDonald's lied and spread false information about that lady launching a frivolous lawsuit against them just to get rich after she burned herself with their scalding hot coffee. The lie was so successful people to this day believe the lady was just looking to make a quick buck. Another one would be the lie/propaganda distributed by the British during WW2. They claimed that carrots improved eyesight. The reality is, they wanted to hide the fact that they had invented radar from the Nazis. So they picked a food that was plentiful and well known to be eaten by their population and claimed the improved eyesight that resulted from this allowed them to better spot German aircraft. That lady got the shittiest deal ever. She is synonymous with frivolous lawsuits to this day, and she was absolutely in the right and deserved compensation. Her injuries were extensive, and the temperature that coffee was served at was 100% dangerous to consume, or in this case, have it spilled on you. In the beginning, she was only asking for McDonald's to cover her medical expenses, so this lawsuit was exactly the opposite of frivolous.
Thank you for watching this video to the end. Today, we uncovered some of the most successful lies in history. If you have your own stories of deception or thoughts on what you've heard, be sure to leave a comment below. We love reading your stories and discussions. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. Click the bell icon to make sure you don't miss our new releases. See you in the next video.